Alright, this is Dean Takahashi, lead writer for GamesBeat at VentureBeat, and I am trying out Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, which is coming out from Microsoft on November 19th on the PC, and Xbox Series XS, and the Game Pass on day one. So I went to the Grand Canyon and had a nice preview event that Microsoft showed off the game. Here I am taking off in an experimental plane at the Grand Canyon Airport, getting off the ground there and cruising around. It's quite realistic. This game is like 4,000 times more detail on the ground of the Earth, and it's essentially a digital twin of the Earth. The whole simulation, it comes with like 150 airports plus, and you can check out just how realistic it looks. Flying over the Grand Canyon here, I can see the airport here. I'm going to fly over my hotel and fly over the restaurant that I ate at the day before this preview. So Microsoft Flight Simulator has been out for 42 years now, and it has entertained 45 million pilots to date. And heard from Jörg Newman, the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator, in a group briefing that the company has now been able, the developers have been able to put all of the game into the cloud in web-connected cloud computing data centers. So they're feeding the data in real time from the cloud into the game, which is only about 23 gigabytes on your home computer. And here I am flying over a restaurant in Tucson in the Grand Canyon area. It's about 7 miles from here to the edge of the Grand Canyon. And the last time this franchise came out was in 2020, and it was very popular. It was like the first game in 14 years, and it was so popular that more than 15 million people flew in the game. And this gave Newman and his team, multiple teams, really 800 people altogether building this game. It gave them the confidence to go much bigger and deeper into all of the detail. And part of their ambition is interesting in that they want more pilots in the world. And we were able to fly a real jet, a Cirrus Vision jet SF-50G2 plane, and it's very automated. It's a single engine jet that I actually flew over the Grand Canyon in a lot of turbulence with a serious real pilot sitting beside me as my co-pilot, it was pretty amazing, and the plane really shook. If you do the same kind of flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, you're gonna feel that shake as well. So it's pretty amazing sort of reflection of reality and what it's like. Flying into the canyon is pretty cool. The visuals are all very realistic. There's a huge forest out on the edge of the canyon, and the previous Flight Sim game in 2006 only reached about 5 million. So in the 14-year gap that they had, there was huge pent-up demand for this game. And in the few years since, Microsoft has seen another explosion in the hobby of flight simulation. So they did 49 updates for the 2020 game in 49 months, and they wound up with more than 400 airports and 2,200, sorry, 400 airplanes and 2,200 airports around the world. Now you just imagine that they're applying bigger and better technology. There's more computing power, and they can fit a lot more in. There are 2,077 glider airports around the world, 952 oil rigs where you can actually land a helicopter, and 84,184 helipads. And so gliders and helipads basically mean that you now need to have the entire ground of the Earth as a place where something can land. And so, again, they're very serious about making this digital twin of planet Earth in order to give us a little accurate and realistic simulation while we're flying. Here I am hovering, kind of, but I'm not exactly always in control here. It's sometimes windy. You have to deal with it. And I'm trying to fly a little lower to get down towards the ground, and then we'll see how that goes. Microsoft sort of made a big bet that cloud computing was going to sort of be ready in time for this game to launch, and because of the boom in AI and data centers around the world, Azure data centers are able to handle this kind of digital twin streaming in real time, and yeah, you can tell it looks pretty amazing. You know, they slap on brands for planes, and they got deals with different aircraft manufacturers now. We've got like 25 different partners among aircraft vendors helping them out. They're making things like bush planes and hot air balloons. If you fly a helicopter, you can actually try to herd sheep on the ground, as happens in real places like, say, Australia. There's a photographer mode. You can set up a career for yourself as a pilot and follow your career and get points and experience and get certifications and things like that. You can create your pilot in any sort of shape or form you like as a person. If you visit an airport in Kenya, you can expect the people in the airport to look like Kenyans. The attention to detail is pretty amazing. Here I'm flying over the Colorado River, and now I've switched over to a jet. I'm flying a fighter jet. It's the FA-18E Super Hornet fighter aircraft, and it handles far differently and goes much faster. You can see how quickly we just cover the ground, 7 miles from the town to the visitor center, and now the edge of the Grand Canyon. There's actually a challenge in this game, where you can hit different points, like almost like you're going between a slalom, like different goalposts to try to fly through. I'm not good enough to do that yet, and you can see here I'm just sort of in free flight over the Grand Canyon. You can see the Colorado River again, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I figured out what happened with the canyon wall. You don't actually get an explosion; you just sort of stop, fall down, and you can tell that some of this part is not going to end well as I try to go deeper into the canyon here. And yeah, that's what happens when you're just sort of stuck on the ground. I had to reboot, get back up in the air. This game's going to be very interesting in terms of those kinds of challenges and competitions. It's kind of like esports in the air. where there will be a leaderboard trying to get the best times flying through different challenges. Back in the air here, the greenery there is actually what it looks like in real life. There's patches of brown everywhere, of course, but here I am flying over that hotel restaurant again. What was it? Playa Bonita restaurant, Mexican restaurant. It's pretty good. You go check it out. Some of the game developers looked at this and said, "Hey, this area is way too green. This is supposed to be like almost desert-like." And the artist said, "No, this is accurate. This is based on all the real data that you guys gave us." And so, since the company was data-driven, the greenery stayed in. And then David Bedin, one of the Asobo info, the chief creative officer, he was flying over it, and then he looked at the greenery and said, "Oh wow, the data was right." So they kept all that greenery, and it's realistic. So very cool. I think this is going to be an amazing game. It looks super realistic. Flying is fun. The challenges can add something that's a bit more exciting for players than just sort of boring hours of flight. I think there's altogether something like 3 million missions that you can do. And that tells you just how realistic and how detailed and diverse this game is. So it's a pretty amazing effort, and it took them more than 4 years to get this done. So check it out on November 9th.